Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in today's first video. Do rain watch for today's first video. So it's been quite a few years since we've done a rain watch. Actually, these were a fairly frequent video back in the summer of 2012 that we did then. That was a very wet summer. Haven't really had an exceptionally wet summer since then, so I'm not sure if there's been any rain watches since that summer. Probably there has been and I've just forgotten it. But certainly we didn't do any rain watches last summer because it was exceptionally dry and hot summer last year, so this is certainly the first rain watch that we've done for a little while anyway. So we've got some big rains coming up over the next few days. Some places are going to have over 100 millimetres between today and Thursday. So 25 millimetres to an inch, so 100 millimetres is 4 inches of rain within 2 or 3 days. That will give the chance of some flooding. The rain is already getting going across east and southeast parts of the country. Some places will have near continuous rain from today right the way through to Thursday. So that's what we're going to be looking at for our first video. And then, of course, later on this afternoon, we'll have your regular week to 10-day video update. So we're going to begin with radar picture at the weather outlook. You can see that already we've got this big area of wet weather across the eastern and southeastern part of the country, really stretching down from kind of like South Yorkshire, Lincolnshire, through East Anglia into southeast England, and also now increasingly pushing into Midlands. Already some very bright colours turning up. If we zoom in, for example, you can see there's some bright colours there heading towards Sheffield area. That's really quite heavy outbreaks of rain. And also again in this southeastern corner just here, got some really heavy rain as well. So the rain is increasingly heavy and widespread, moving in across this southeastern part of the country. Now beginning heading to the Midlands. It's starting to rain in Birmingham, for example. And this wet weather, it may clear the far southeastern corner later on this afternoon, but really through much of England, increasingly over towards Wales, the weather will be wet for the rest of today. This is the reason why. This is the facts chart from the UK Met for midnight tonight. This is the human interpretation of models by forecasters at the Met Office. So you can see we've got a triple point low here coming in from the east. A triple point low is where we get 3 weather fronts meeting. So there's a front there, there's a front there, and there's another one there. And on the point of the triple point, that's where you get the heaviest rain. So it comes some really wet weather across parts of eastern England into the Midlands through this evening and over night tonight as this low pressure drifts in from the east. That front then becomes stuck across sort of Lincolnshire, the Midlands into Wales through tomorrow. I think the intensity of the rain will ease down tomorrow, but there will be more wet weather. Some places will have sort of showery rain on and off through much of the day tomorrow. Intensity probably easing down. That's how things look at midnight on Wednesday. Again, still this front sort of stuck across parts of Wales and Midlands in towards Lincolnshire, and then that front gets reinvigorated as we go through into Wednesday. So you can see that again we're bringing this little feature in from the east just here. That's going to be reinvigorating the rainfall. So Wednesday we'll see the wet weather pepping up across England and Wales, turning very heavy with rain again. So bit of a respite tomorrow, although there will still be showery rain around, and then the rain really gets going again through the course of Wednesday as we occlude this front. And there'll be some very heavy rain along that. And then finally, as we get through to Thursday, that front starts to move away to the east as the low pressure begins to push up towards Norway. We'll move this occluded front across the country. Finally, we'll get rid of it. But it'll stay unsettled into the second half of the week with further showers and longer spells of rain. But we will lose sort of a torrential type rain that we're going to have in the days ahead. This is how the GFS midnight run was looking. This is from weatheroutlook.com. In terms of its precipitation forecast starting at 9 o'clock in the morning, so quite a lot of heavy rain here in this southeastern corner as we go through to the afternoon. So it turns really wet, very heavy rain moving in towards the Midlands. And then we keep this wet weather really stretched out from Wales through the Midlands into East Anglia as we go into the evening. Pulses of heavy rain At times quite torrential rain certainly possible through parts of East Anglia, the Midlands, in towards Wales. That's up to 3 o'clock in the morning. Tomorrow just absolutely pouring with rain. You notice in this far southeastern corner does turn a little bit drier, and all the time Scotland and Northern Ireland stay out of trouble with this. Now tomorrow sees the intensity of the rain easing down. There's still a rain around across England and Wales. It's much more showery in nature, but the intensity, the brightness of the colours easing down. But as we go over into Wednesday, look how the rain peps up again. So it turns really wet again across much of England and Wales through the course of Wednesday, with further outbreaks of very heavy, maybe even quite torrential rain at times. Going a little bit further northwards as well with that wet weather on Wednesday. So even parts of North England, possibly even South East Scotland, beginning to get some wet weather. But again, it's primarily through Wales and Midlands, Lincolnshire, Yorkshire. Those are the areas that by Thursday could be clocking up to over 100 millimetres of rain. Through the course of Thursday, finally, this wet weather begins to pull away to the east, and we go back into a more typical sort of showery type scenario as we get through into Friday. So this is how the GFS precipitation is accumulating over the next few days. So this is meteoseal.fa. I'm finding all of these websites on the links page by way of Weather Outlook, Meteoseal. We're going to look at weather online in a moment. So you can find the links to all of these websites on the links page. Again, this is how the precipitation is accumulating over the next few days, starting right now. So kind of like just 1, 2, 3 millimetres across eastern parts of the country, but look how through the course of today those precipitation totals start to stack up. So by the time we get through to tomorrow, quite widely across sort of England anyway, through much of the Midlands and towards East Anglia and Lincolnshire, we're kind of like going up to around 40 millimetres by this time tomorrow. So we've already had kind of like inch and a half of rain up to this time tomorrow. And then the totals just get even more intense as we go through into Wednesday. Look how by Wednesday some places widely through the Midlands, for example, are going up to sort of 70, 80 millimetres there from South Wales in towards the Midlands up towards parts of East Anglia and Lincolnshire. And a few areas that this specific area just here is over 100 millimetres. That's 4 inches of rain somewhere kind of right through the East Midlands and over towards East Anglia. So very, very wet weather on the way in the next few days. So the next 2 or 3 days we'll see sort of 100 millimetres across parts of the Midlands and Eastern England, if that forecast is correct. This is the high resolution Rome, so this is from France at the Weather Outlook. This only gets us through the next few hours. It's focused on today, really. So here's the wet weather accumulating in that southeastern corner. And you see through the course of this afternoon how that precipitation accumulates up. So the yellow colour expands out, particularly again through East Anglia in towards the Midlands, some southeastern parts of the country, just going kind of like to 40 millimetres perhaps in this southeast corner. That just gets us to 10 o'clock tonight. So today going to be very wet, and this rain is going to carry on over the next few days too. This is the high resolution arpege model from the Weather Outlook once it's finished refreshing. So again, this is the precipitation forecast for today. Wet weather into the southeast this morning, and you'll see that the rain just continues to pour down, becomes very heavy through parts of the Midlands into East Anglia into the afternoon and this evening. Tomorrow looking a little bit more showery with the rain, and then it peps up as we go through into Wednesday. Again, you'll see the wet weather is just keeps coming really through the course of Wednesday. So after a more showery type rain today, the intensity will pep up. More showery type rain tomorrow, the intensity will pep up on Wednesday. is how precipitation accumulates with the arpege model over the next few days. So starting this morning, very little away from that southeast corner where we've only got sort of 8 to 10 millimetres, nothing too dramatic, but just watch how the numbers gradually increase through the course of today into tomorrow. By tomorrow morning, that's 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, by then the arpege model is forecasting anything between around 40 to 80 millimetres through parts of the Midlands in towards East Anglia. So, yeah, looks very, very wet through this central part of England in particular, overnight tonight into tomorrow. And that precipitation just carries on accumulating, really, as we go through into Wednesday. You see it accelerates again. So it's kind of like going close to 100 millimetres by the time we get through to Thursday. We're seeing 100 millimetres there, particularly through parts of the East Midlands, possibly going up towards northern parts of East Anglia. So around sort of the Wash, around the Humber, that sort of area down into the East Midlands, kind of like going up to around 4 inches of rain. By Thursday, looking very, very wet there. This, once the page is done refreshing, is going to be the high-resolution Euro 4 model from Weather Online. So you'll see, again, how the rainfall is developing in this southeast corner through the course of today. Might be a few thunderstorms breaking out in the far southeast as well this afternoon. Once the main band of rain pushes through, there could be some thunderstorms sort of south of the Chilterns area. And then go through into tomorrow, and again could be sparking off some big showers down there in the southeastern corner, so through southern parts of England in towards kind of like the Midlands. Those areas might get some heavy showers tomorrow, some thunderstorms possible. Wet weather further north through northern England and parts of Wales too. This only gets us to midnight on Wednesday, so we don't see the rain pepping up again as we get through into Wednesday. Again, this is going to be the way the rain is going to be accumulating with Euro 4 from Weather Online. So you'll see that as we run through, the numbers getting bigger as the rainfall just piles up through into particularly parts of sort of Lincolnshire, Yorkshire, in towards the northwest of Wales and down into the Midlands. So by midnight on Wednesday, we're sort of up to 80 millimetres across some parts of the Midlands, up towards Yorkshire, so kind of like 50 to 80 millimetres by then. And then there's more heavy rain to come on Wednesday. Again, that only gets us to midnight on Wednesday. So by the time we finish on Wednesday evening, we've probably gone up over 100 millimetres, 4 inches across some parts of the Midlands and Eastern England. And this one's going to be refreshing as well. That's very annoying. So this is the rainfall forecast from the ECMWF model at tameteo.com. So this is for today. Again, you see the rain expanding out across England and Wales, particularly central and eastern parts. You can see very bright colours indicating quite torrential rain possible in some places later this afternoon and into this evening. That gets us through to tomorrow, where the rain is just going a little bit more shallow. There are still some quite heavy bursts, though, and some of the showers could be a little bit thundery, I think, down in the south tomorrow. And then the rain sort of peps up and intensifies as we go through into Wednesday. Again, particularly focused through parts of Wales and Midlands in towards eastern parts of England. And go a little bit further northwards as well from Wednesday into Thursday. Finally, through the course of Thursday into Friday, things turning much more showery. And then finally, this is the Halam model at metroseal.fr. So again, you'll see how the precipitation is piling up with Halam. Here we go, precipitation accumulation over the next couple of days. Colours getting more and more intense. So that gets us to 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, by which time widely through parts of Wales into the Midlands, in towards some eastern parts of England, we're kind of like up to 60, 70 millimetres of rain. And there's more rain to come through the course of Wednesday itself, as the rainfall will start to pep up and intensify. Lastly, this is the WRF. So again, we've got the rain in the southeast corner through the course of this morning, and again you'll see how the accumulated precipitation just grows and grows, gets more intense with the colours as the rainfall is piling up. So becoming very, very wet indeed as the week progresses. We go through to those orangey, sort of pinky orangey colours by the time we get through to the early hours of Thursday. So that's getting us around 100 millimetres widely through parts of southwest Wales into the Midlands over towards some eastern parts of England. We're sort of around 80 to 90 millimetres, but when you go to those sort of salmon pink colours, that's beginning to go over 100 millimetres through some central parts of the Midlands. 100 millimetres is 4 inches. So this is looking like a very, very significant rainfall event indeed, but we've got coming up between now, it's already started, and go through to Thursday. So we're talking widely, I think 50 millimetres to 75 millimetres widely across many parts of England and Wales, 2 or 3 inches. Some places are likely to go up over 100 millimetres, that's 4 inches of rain between now and Thursday. And that's going to be enough to produce certainly localised flooding. The roads will be awash, they'll be very large puddles, so really difficult driving conditions. But I think it may be enough to see some of the rivers going over their banks. So we may see more widespread flooding than that. We do get a little bit of a respite tomorrow, though there will be rain around tomorrow. It'll be a little bit more showery in nature, although those showers could be quite heavy and thundery, I think, tomorrow down in the south and into parts of the Midlands. And then the wet weather really comes back with a vengeance on Wednesday as that front peps up once again. So where I am, it's pouring with rain at the moment, and if these forecasts are right, I'm going to be seeing rain pouring down pretty much continuously from now through to Thursday, and it'll be interesting to see how much rain we do get in the end. But certainly a lot of these models are going up to 100 millimetres of rain in the next 3 days. 4 inches is a lot of rain to fall in such a short space of time. It has been a very dry spell, though. I have been in a very, very dry spell, so I think the ground water table is quite low, so that may help in fending off some flooding. But as we saw in the summer of 2007, we went through a really long dry spell leading up to that summer. But nevertheless, there were still really significant floods through June and July 2007. So very easily, even if you're coming out of a prolonged dry spell, you can get quite significant flooding. So we shall see how bad it gets, but certainly it is going to be really, really wet in the next 2 or 3 days. So wet weather gear at the ready, brollies at the ready, and here we go. We're breaking the dry spell, and we're going to have a very, very wet 2 or 3 days. Right, be back later on with a look at the weather next week to 10 days. Will there be any sign of drier conditions next week? We'll talk about that this afternoon. That's all for now, though, and thanks for watching.